Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to be rating every single mega base I've ever made in Minecraft on YouTube. So I'm going to be going through all of them, rating what I like about them, and rating what I dislike about them. Starting off, we have my amazing survival world. This is one of the first worlds I've ever done in survival. Now, very few videos were actually made here. Most notably was the video I survived 1 year in Minecraft, which I just toured this world. I've also done a couple intros in this place, but nothing really stands out too much. We have a center house here, a villager breeder, a whole ton of other just random builds that just kind of show off different areas of the world. But other than that, nothing too out of the ordinary and extreme. I'm probably going to rate this a basic 6 out of 10. I think a 6 out of 10 is actually quite respectable because this was one of the first things I've ever done in Minecraft build-wise, but compared to everything else on this list, definitely nothing crazy. Next up on the list is the Realmtail Season 1 Mega Base. This thing never officially got its name because it just always was referred to as Josh's Mega Base. It was this floating platform high up in the sky where it eventually had this super cool double helix pattern structure that held it up. And I think it just turned out awesome. This is one of those bases where I kind of made it with no plan in mind at all. It all just kind of strung together as I went. And I just absolutely made such an awesome product here. I love the way the storage center is kind of laid out. It's so over the top, a double chest for almost every item in the game. It's so unneeded, but it's just so awesome in the end. And there's such a cool charm about the mega base being right outside of my original starter base, the Heidi home, which when you ride this elevator down, it just comes down to just such a cool area where my former storage was. All of my mob heads on display. I had villagers in here, and just a whole really awesome area that just displayed all this really cool charm. Even the Space Pigs and Space Pigs prank that was pulled on me is just such a cool little feature that's kind of in the corner of the mega base. Even the newer items such as the Paradise Islands around here and the Blue Axolotl pet just make this base really cool. This is one of my favorite bases I've ever made for just numerous of reasons. It's one of the first survival series that I ever done, which was Realmtail, and it was one of the first bases I ever made on the channel. It holds such a special place in my heart, and I think it's very comfortably deserving a 10 out of 10 just for the sentimental value it gives to me, myself, as a builder. Next up is my hardcore series Josh Core, which is still very much alive. I've never died in this series, I just lost a lot of motivation, so the episodes kind of ended around episode 21. This base wasn't really a mega base, but more of a ton of small bases all put together. I made a nice village with all these different buildings, which looked all very much the same, but very different concepts. Inside are different types of farms, I believe in here, sugarcane farm for example. We had a wool farm in this building, a cactus farm in this building, there was a villager breeder in this building, there was an iron farm in this lighthouse, bee farm in this small building, a whole ton of animals in this building, I had my nether portal in this building, and this building was just my starter base which I used to get off my feet. Overall, Josh Core as a series, 10 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with the episodes and it was a lot of fun kind of working around making a build look good, have a lot of fun while doing it, and also not dying. As it being a hardcore world, I was definitely limited to my ability to get around quick and farm up resources, which left me with a mega base which wasn't completely impressive. The mega base, as cool as it is, definitely doesn't compete with some of the Realmtail bases. I really enjoyed the way this turned out in the end, and I think it's very respectably going to get an 8 out of 10. Next up is Realmtail Season 2's Mega Base. The Josh City, as I like to call it, was one of the biggest bases we ever were managed to build. Every skyscraper here is unique and has its different purpose. In this building, there's a sugarcane farm. In this building, there's a creeper farm, which gives me some gunpowder. In this building, there's melons and pumpkins being produced. In this building, there's a giant cactus farm. This apartment building has all types of villagers for breeding. This skyscraper has an iron farm inside. This smaller factory has a bee farm inside. I even had a working casino, a museum which had rare mobs in every single block in the game, a replication of Doofenshmirtz Incorporated, and even Space Pigs, a facility where we were able to send pigs into space using slime rockets, and Space Pigs Fire Department, which was the fire department for the city. Additionally, around the city, there was things like this giant bridge, these wind turbines to provide power for the city, solar panels to provide even more power for the city, an underground tunnel, and even an entire cliffside which the whole city was terraformed on top of. I think I can confidently say the amount of effort and time I put into this build outstands any of the other bases you'll see in today's video. However, a certain lack of charm was definitely provided. I focused so much on these big builds, and I kind of focused on making the perfect YouTube thumbnail and not really taking time to appreciate the builds themselves. As cool and as giant as some of these builds are, like this giant skyscraper, this entire thing is hollow on the inside, which kind of lacks the actual charm and human element of the build. Which means, controversially, I'm not going to rate this as high as Realm Tale Season 1, where the mega base there had a lot more human element behind it and a lot more care for the builds. I'm still going to rank this very high with a 9 out of 10, but I still don't think it's going to compete with Realm Tale Season 1's mega base. And finally, that brings us to our current mega base, which we're still working on today, which is the Hypercraft Mega Base Pyramid. This thing is absolutely insane. The scale of this thing is also huge. However, once again, I do think it lacks that charm. Less so of Realm Tale Season 2 entirely, it just lacks something that I would call home. Doesn't feel like home. It's just a giant pyramid. It's very open and lacks ability to kind of make its own center home. And although this base is big, massive, and even has an awesome underground area, which is the giant tomb down here, which has the giant statues and entryway, it kind of lacks the ability to feel like a home. The base is impressive and awesome in scale. However, compared to the other bases we've shown off, I'm going to rate this an 8 out of 10. Now that I've rated every single Minecraft mega base that I've shown off on YouTube, I want you guys to comment down below if you agree, disagree, and what you would rate my mega bases in your own opinion. I'm gonna call that a video for today. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more.